Hey guys, Sloppy Joe here. So I'm finally out doing a little bit of shooting. It's a nice sunny day. I was able to sneak away from work for the afternoon. So we're out here with my Steyr AUG or Steyr AUG. As you know, I've made a few modifications, and excuse me if I'm talking a little loud. I do have my ears in, so I'm talking loud, I'm guessing. So we're gonna come out, do some shooting, talk about some of the modifications we've done. We've done a different muzzle brake. We of course have done the Manticore charging handle. Let me get that in camera, in view. But the big ones that people have been requesting are updates on the Corvus Defensio brass deflector and the Corvus magazine release. And just this week, we've also installed a long top rail, which has my optic mounted to it. Now, I haven't had time to bench adjust the optic to the last optic that was on here, which was slightly taller. So the optic as it sits is now running a little bit, probably an eighth of an inch lower and 1 or 2 notches back on the rail. So overall, it shouldn't make that big of a difference for point of impact, point of aim, etc., etc. So let's do a little bit of shooting, and yeah, let's see what we got. So I got a magazine loaded up with, this is just standard 5.56 55 grain stuff, nothing special there. And then I've got another mag, the Steyr mag, loaded up with some green tip. This is some Federal American-made stuff, and the stuff that's in the Magpul mag, because I want to try out different mags for you guys as well. That's some Israeli-made 5.56. So, anyway, that all being said, let's do some shooting. Yeah, so the optic is pretty close, so we'll just do a little bit of rocking and rolling. So, as you can see, mag switch was pretty quick. I need to practice it a little bit more, and I can get better at it. I forgot my mag pouch, so I could just toss mags into a pouch, pull one out real quick. But overall, I really dig this Manticore Arms mag release a lot. I like that. And as you can see, brass deflector, it's doing its job. So I'm gonna reload my mags, and we'll come back. We'll do a little shooting off my strong arm and then shooting off my weak side, so we can see the brass deflector doing its job. All right, so now I'm gonna do a little strong arm shooting, then do a little weak arm shooting, so we can see how this brass deflector works overall, so you guys can see. All right, here we go. So, as you can see, no brass hit my face. It all deflects off across, so you don't get any brass hitting you in the face. The only thing I could feel is a couple of them hit low, and I could feel them brushing across maybe the top of my arm, but that was it. So, as you can see, it works very well. And I know some guys had some concern, I think on Bullpup Forum, is the durability of this. And I've got a few hundred rounds on this already, and so far I've had really good luck with it, no issues. So as you can see, it holds up well. you kind of get that cool, the brass scraping across it. So anyway, and then of course, you know, mag changes are real nice with the mag release, because it's just a real quick, you get your web of your hand up in there, grab and pull. So just that kind of a motion, and then just boom, rock and roll. So let's do a little bit more shooting. Let me determine where my target is. My steel plate kind of fell over a little bit, so I got it found now. So let's do some shooting. It's warm out today. So right, before we load it up and pack it in and head on home for the day, let's talk about some of the stuff a little bit before I shoot my last couple mags. So between the AUG and these are Steyr AUG mags. These are original factory mags. So between these and, let me grab a mag pull. So between these and the Magpul mags, there really is no difference between them. They both work equally well. I've had zero issues, no malfunctions, no hangups, no issues with getting them into or out of the rifle. That's all well and good. The last couple mags I'm going to shoot, this is Serbian-made XM193, just standard 55 grain 5.56 stuff. Nothing fancy, but I also wanted to point out that I've shot some Israeli-made stuff today. I've shot some American-made ammunition. I've shot some European-made ammunition. All of it feeds just fine. It all fires just fine. No issues. So no worries there. As far as the add-on parts and pieces, things like that, of course, the mag release is very nice. It functions well. It gives you options for how to manipulate it. If you like to use your thumb, if you like to use the web of your hand, which I like to use, if you like to use your forward, your forefinger or your index finger, you could do that as well. It just makes mag changes just that much easier. It gives you options. If you're shooting left-handed, right-handed, if you're shooting prone, if you're shooting standing, it just gives you multiple ways to manipulate changing out your mags. The brass deflector works very well. Probably my favorite add-on is the brass deflector. Only because when you don't have this on, you do have rounds that can hit you, especially just with the way they eject. They can kind of fly one way or another, depending where your face is. They can catch you on the way out. I had a couple just kind of catch me. Nothing major, but it can happen. It's not every round, but it has happened. So this has been probably my favorite add-on, because it does allow me, if I choose, to shoot off my left arm, my weak arm, shoot out of my weak eye, and if I have to, I can do it. It gives you that option that if you needed to, you could shoot one-armed from either arm. If you're injured, anything like that, you could, in theory, shoot from either arm. So that's a nice thing. The long rail is a long rail. My plan is to find a nice set of low profile backup iron sights, because I really enjoy shooting iron sights on any rifle. It's just, I really enjoy it. I find especially long distance, the challenge is fun. It kind of keeps you polished and keeps you going, because you can't always count on optics, red dots, things like that. If they break, whatever, you have to be good with a set of irons, just in case. So it's always good to practice with irons. So that's going to be the same for this rifle. Find a nice set of low profile irons that'll just be on here, and I'm going to shoot with them a lot, practice with them, as well as different optics. So that's all well and good. as far as that, this primary arm's optic. I have another one on an AR. It works fine. This is just a 3X. It does what it needs to do. Nothing fancy or special there. The muzzle brake, or the muzzle device, this is from Pete at PJ Steyr AUG Parts. This works great. I prefer this over the original tulip style flash hider. This works pretty well as a brake, but overall it just shortens up the muzzle device a little bit. It works pretty well as a brake, but it is a 5.56 rifle, so it's not as if it's kicking like a 308 anyway. So I just prefer this over the standard flash hider. So that works well for me. That's all good. Other than that, you know, just the Manticore arms, charging handle, that works great. Keeps your fingers and knuckles away from the rail, from grating your knuckles, so that's nice. And other than that, I'm pretty happy with where we're at right now. You know, I was having this discussion with a friend of mine. We were talking about bullpups, and he was asking me how I like this rifle, and I said, I love this rifle. It's probably my favorite rifle currently going in my inventory. I just enjoy it a lot. It's interesting, it's fun. I just said, you know, the thing is, I think they would get more love if they weren't so expensive. So, you know, whatever can be done about that, you know, that's up to manufacturers, but it's a shame that more people can't get their hands on these because they are such fun rifles. They're a lot of fun, especially the Steyr AUGs. I've shot Tavors and they're okay. They're a little ass end heavy for my taste, so you have a lot of the weight back in here. Whereas with the Steyr, you can see I've got it in the web of my hand, and it's almost 50-50. It's probably just a little bit more nose heavy, which is great. So that just helps mitigate barrel rise just a little bit more. Sorry, I'm breathing a little hard. I've been moving back and forth across, setting up things to shoot at, etc. And it's a hot day. So Seattle people, we don't cope well with this hot weather. So anyway, let's wrap up the day so I can get home, get some water in me, go to the gym later, and edit some video together so you guys can see this. So I'm gonna shoot a couple more mags, enjoy, have fun. I'm gonna do a little right-hand shooting, a little left-hand shooting, and I'm gonna try to get close to the camera so you can really see this brass deflector doing its job. So let's load up. And ready to go. So let me get in here nice and close. Hopefully you guys can see this. And we'll go left-handed. Ow! Got me on the arm. Uh-oh, I think we're out. Yeah, we are. Ah. Whew. Tell you what, on a hot day like this rifle gets awfully toasty right around this area. So I keep wanting to put my trigger finger, I keep wanting it to rest up here. And this aluminum right in here gets really toasty. And if I could grab it with my other hand or any of my other fingers, because I've got gloves on, but my trigger I leave bare. And anytime I touch that aluminum, I get a little toasty surprise. So that's not fun. Well, I'm out of ammo, so I'm gonna clean up my trash. If you're shooting outdoors out in the wilderness as I am, please clean up your trash. Don't be one of those people. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any comments, questions, please leave them. Of course, there's going to be the trolls who say bullshit and whatever, and you know, that's fine. That's just what happens. But if you have any real comments or questions, please leave them, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Other than that, like I said, I'm really enjoying this rifle a whole lot. I'm glad I saved up the nickels and squirreled them away to eventually make a bucket list purchase like this. So if you've been thinking about it and you've been squirreling some nickels away and you're not sure, I recommend it. They're fun rifles. If you have any comments, questions about any of the add-ons, the Corvus Defensio brass deflector, the Corvus mag release, the muzzle brake, or the long rail, which is also from Pete at PJ's, you know, feel free to ask me. None of this stuff was given to me. None of it was all bought and paid for by myself, so I'm not getting free sponsorship to say good things about it or any of that bull crap that I hate. So I'm just saying good things about parts and pieces that I've purchased and I find make shooting a little bit more enjoyable for this rifle. So anything like that, please feel free to ask away and I will answer as quick as I can. Till then, enjoy the summer, guys. Hopefully I'll be out a little bit more this summer, get some more content up. I've got a lot to catch up on, but I'll have to squeeze that in between trying to pay the bills. So that all being said, enjoy, have fun, take care of each other. We'll talk to you later.